Very good evening, one and all present here. Public Relations Society of Chennai chapter organizing webinar on changing trends in photography needs. SAR has a huge experience in photography, and SAR has ambition for photography academy for teaching photography, videography, and so on. I welcome Mr. Raja Punsing, sir. Sir, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks
Thank
for
you, sir.
welcoming me. Good.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I want to thank our chairman, Chennai chapter chairman, Mr. Ram Kumar Singaram, sir, always motivating us to, organize various kind of program. Every month, we are organizing 2 online program and 1 offline program at Hotel Savera. Thank you, sir. And I want to thank our national president, Dr. Ajit Padak, sir, always encourages to do many programs for a Chennai chapter. Dr. Sridevi, ma'am.
Friends, thanks for joining in our group. We are Dr. Raja. Dr. Raja is a secretary of PRSI Chennai chapter. He works as assistant professor in Satyabama University, deemed university. And our treasurer, Dr. Sridevi, is also there. She works as an assistant professor in MOP Vaishnav College. And I chair the Chennai chapter president, and I run a company called Catalyst PR. This Chennai chapter of Public Relations Society of India. First of all, what is Public Relations Society of India? Actually, people who are working in or studying in public relations or corporate communications or mass communication or visual communication or anything related to content, advertising, event management. So all these areas, we used to give regular updates on these areas. So people in this domain are becoming members from private limited companies, public limited companies, public sector companies, college professors, college students. All these people are there in our associations. There are 23 chapters in India. Public Relations Society of India was established in 1959. It's the oldest chapter in this industry. More than 3,000 members are there across India. And Chennai chapter established in 1969, which is the old again in this city. We have got more than 100 members, very active. As Dr. Raja said, we organize 2 online meetings every month and 1 offline meeting at Hotel Savera. So this month, the offline meeting is going to be on next Friday, 27th at Hotel Savera. So people can join as a member who are in Chennai, can join as a member and enjoy the networking. People who are outside Chennai can join as a member and they can attend webinar events without paying fees. So for members, it is free. For non-members, we charge 100 rupees per meeting. And for non-members or for members who are interested, who pays money, we send across the e-certificates also. So now today's guest, we warmly welcome Mr. K.L. Raja Punsing, a join in the Photography Academy training industries. He runs a photography academy called Ambitions for Photography Academy in Chennai. And Dr. Sridevi will give a brief background about him. The topic today he is going to speak is the trends in photography needs, changing trends in photography needs. This is going to be a tremendous content-oriented program. So now over to Dr. Sridevi, our treasurer of Chennai chapter of Public Relations Society of India. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. It's an immense pleasure to introduce our resource person today, Mr. Raja Punsing. So he is a commercial photographer and educator based in Chennai. He is a founder and director of Ambitions for Photography Academy. So he also has a YouTube channel named KLR, the Photo Guru. So in his YouTube channel, so he has given many tips regarding the photography, which has more than 1 lakh subscribers. So it's a great pleasure to welcome you, sir, for this today's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, one and all. I am very happy to be here, part of this webinar actually. So it's a great privilege for me to share some of my experiences for the past 45 years. I've been in the industry for the past 45 years. And I could see that there is a huge amount of development in terms of technology and in terms of the photographic needs, or I can say client needs, client requirements and all. And when Mr. Ramkumar Singaram approached me regarding this particular webinar, I immediately said yes, because wherever people needs something about photography, I'll be there to probably help them out and all. So I take this as one of the opportunities. I personally thank Mr. Ramkumar Singaram, whom I know for more than 25 years. And our friendship is pretty about 2.5 decades old. And I'm here probably to share some of my experiences actually. And well, I think this topic is something close to my heart because I didn't start photography 2-3 years ago or maybe 5 years ago, since it was about 45 years journey with the camera, and with I think effectively about 35 years with the commercial clients. And you can see the need of photography is drastically changed, especially during the past 1 decade. I think initially there were some changes actually, but the changes were not that much because the technology was not so much advanced, and like the end users, I mean the customers and consumers were also not so much aware about the depth and the knowledge about photography. Now after the usage of smartphones and internet and social media and all, everybody knows about photography, everybody can appreciate a good picture, and everybody's demand is becoming higher and higher. So the trend is totally different. Actually, the recent trend, I think for the past 10 years, I could notice that the trend of photography is totally changed, and that is what I'm going to share it with you actually. I thought I can just open up a small presentation so that I can go in a sequence without missing out any points. And you can also see some of the visuals which can probably be relevant to my statements or to my, what I can say, sharing of the information actually. As I told you, like changes has been happening, in almost all visual media, not only in photography and video, all kind of visual medias. You can see that the technological changes has happened, very fast, and we are able to adapt that very quickly because it has become a common man's cup of tea. Everybody is able to appreciate that because anybody who is able to operate a mobile phone, a smartphone, can operate a camera. It is something like that. Okay. So if you talk about pixels, yeah, somebody knows about pixels. They know about resolution. They know about like so many things, like white balance and all actually. Okay. But now the trend has become a little interesting actually. Okay. As I told you in the past 1 decade or 2 decades, it's something very interesting. So I thought I can just go into that, and we can appreciate the changes, and we must be prepared to probably like fit into that change actually. Okay. So I take wedding photography and portrait photography as an example. Of course, the changes has happened in all genres of photography, not only in wedding and portrait. It's happened even in advertising photography, because I, being an advertising photographer, I could see that the way how I worked and what was the demand of advertising agencies those days and what is the demand of advertising agencies nowadays is totally different actually. But to make it more convenient or to make it more understandable, I thought I can take up some of the scenarios relevant to wedding photography, because we are very close to our social, or we can say, functions like weddings and events and all actually. All right. Hope you are able to hear me properly. You're able to understand my language. I just continue with that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
very
Yes,
good. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you have anything to say, you can probably chat there. Okay, I'll be able to see that, and I'll be able to probably like have the orientation based on your understanding. As Mr. Rockmore already said, we'll have the question and answer session at the end of the presentation. You can reserve some questions for that also. Good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 1 minute. The first changes we can probably appreciate is there's a drastic change, in the way the photography needs and happen. In the early days, a photo means a print, and you can't see a photo unless otherwise it is printed. Nowadays, it is not like that. It is more of an electronic medium, and prints are very rare to see nowadays. And I ask you a question, or you can probably remember, when did you print your last photo? I think must be about 5 years back, or sometimes 10 years back, or you have never printed any of your pictures. Am I right? Okay. So this is something, a very important change I see as far as the trending needs of photography actually. Everyone wants to see their pictures or share their pictures only through the mobile phone. The print is very rare. And every day, millions and millions of pictures are being posted And we see that, we forget about that. Next day, another millions of pictures have been posted. So the scenario is totally different. It's hard to remember one good picture. Those days now, we used to print the pictures, we frame it, we probably hang it on our wall, and we see it forever. Not only our generation, even the subsequent generation also will see that. They'll be happy to understand about the past. Nowadays, it is not like that. So print is already dying now. That is the latest trend in photography industry, because everything has become digital, and digital medium has taken up the needs of the photography in a larger extent. All right. You know, like the very interesting trend, what I see recently is, okay, whenever you meet a client, may it be a wedding client or any other client actually, the first question asked by the client is, what is the camera you are using? They want to know about the brand. They want to know about whether it's a black lens or a white lens, okay? This is the first question. They don't even ask about who is going to cover the function or who is going to take the photos. The photographer is being a second person. Camera is the first person actually. But this kind of a scenario was not there in earlier days. Earlier days, clients do not bother about the camera the photographer was using, and they were bothered about the output. They are bothered about only the photography actually. This is one major change in the trend of the requirement of photography nowadays. It's very hard to manage such kind of a clients, I honestly tell you. Because many times people think that good picture comes from an expensive camera. But the fact is not so. Camera is just an equipment, just a tool. And you cannot probably get a good picture from any good, or you can say, camera, unless otherwise the person behind the camera knows about the art and the technology about photography actually. So this is something which is very surprisingly interesting in nowadays. Another interesting thing is, photographers shoot a lot of pictures, and they shoot in RAW. They also shoot like a 4K footage and all. Clients wants everything. Suppose you shoot about 2,000 pictures, the clients wants all the 2,000 pictures, and especially the demand for the raw files actually. Okay, most of the clients do not know what is RAW and what is the use of RAW. Many people do not know that, but still they claim, "Give me the RAW files. Give me the RAW files. Okay, give me all the pictures you have taken." But this scenario was not there earlier. Photographers will never give their negatives to their clients those days in the film period actually. And the clients may not even know the process of photography. They were able to see only the final output actually. Now the demand used to get the resource files actually. I mean the raw materials. That is something surprisingly very interesting. In wedding photography, you could see that there's a huge trend set in the recent years. I think mostly about the 10 or 15 years, you can see, like everybody wants a candid picture, candid photographer, candid videographer and all. So no one wants to see a post picture, or no one wants to see a formally arranged pictures. Everything wants to be so casual and candid. This is a very interesting trend. And if you are a, I think, candid photographer or a candid videographer, you can climb a very big price also. Clients are willing to pay at least 2 to 3 times more than the traditional photographer actually. This is also one of the important, what I can say, trending, what I can say, the output the clients are demanding. So photographers are trying to probably upgrade themselves or to get the knowledge about how to shoot the candid videos and candid photos and all. So this is another thing I've been really wondering, because I am from the film era person actually, and we had like if it is a, I think, medium format camera, we can have only 10 frames in a roll, and if it is going to be a 35mm camera, we can have only 36 frames. Okay, so at the maximum in a wedding, for example, the photographers will shoot 3 rolls, that is 36 into 3, and you should get all the frames good, and the wastage is going to be only 5%, not more than that. But nowadays, you can see there are 4, 5, 6 photographers in a wedding, and everyone shoots about 2,000 pictures. So it's going to be 10,000 pictures finally. Okay. But the outcome into the album is going to be only 400 pictures, or at the maximum 500 pictures. To get 500 good pictures, nowadays photographers are spending more than 10,000 clicks, 10,000 shots actually. Okay, they don't even remember that actually what is happening inside the camera, or in the name of creativity, so much of material, so much of time, and so much of creativity is getting wasted. But this is again the expectation of the clients. They want to shoot more and more pictures, different variations and all, and finally the usable pictures are going to be very less. But we had a control those days, and we maintain the wastage should not be more than 5%. There we made a profit. But now we have to ask the photographers whether they are able to break even when they shoot 10,000 pictures for delivering 500 pictures to the client. This is an interesting scenario which always makes me to surprise. I've been wondering how this is possible in a business world. Okay, fine, good. Well, there is something called post-wedding and pre-wedding, you know that, no? Like, which was been very recently, we got from the Western countries. It is not our tradition. We didn't have this post-wedding and pre-wedding culture in Indian scenario, especially in South Indian scenario. It is not there at all. But we are able to probably do this based on the influence of the Western photographers actually. Well, it is nice, fantastic. The new idea, creative idea, everybody is doing that actually. But if you go into the social media, maybe the Instagram or a Facebook or even their websites, you see mostly the pre-wedding and post-wedding pictures. The wedding means pre-wedding and post-wedding pictures. The event photos will be very, very less, and there is not much of importance given for the sequences or the importance of the tradition or importance of the people's expressions who are involved in the events. So this has become very less, or the priorities has been shifted to the events to the post or pre-wedding shots. And these pre-wedding shots are going to become the portfolio of the photographer also. Whenever you call a photographer, he will mostly come with what? Pre-wedding and post-wedding shots, not with the regular wedding shots and all actually. Okay, this is very interesting, and you are able to see, very creative, very novel ideas in doing the post-wedding and pre-weddings. And photographers are trying to find out, all together fresh ideas or do something very, very unique or very, very signature kind of a shots nowadays that I really welcome. And that is being demanded by the clients by all means. If you look into the pictures, you see that the post-wedding and pre-wedding pictures, there's a lot of gimmicks included in the shots. You can see, the sari or dress flying, and they will create some smoke, or there's a splash of water, or maybe they just throw their paints, and they throw the sands, and then they create a kind of colorful lights behind the moving lights. You create the, you can say, the rear curtain synchronization technique. The rear background, you can see, there'll be a lot of lights traveling with the blurring effect and all. So they focus mostly onto this particular activity, and many times I feel the expression of the couple is not given due importance. This is my observation. After all, the picture is taken for the expression of the couple or the emotions of the couple, that is being taken as the second seat or the back seat, and the techniques comes into the first seat or the front seat actually. But this is the trend nowadays. Even if you don't do it, your clients will ask for it. Come on, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do that. And many times what happens, the photographers will come out with a lot of references by themselves, and influencing their references, the clients will come out with thousands of pictures. They'll show that, can we do this? Is it possible to get a shot like this? So this is what has been happening. If you go and watch a photographer doing a post-wedding or pre-wedding, they go with a lot of reference pictures. The reference come from all sides. The photographer, photographer's assistant, the client, maybe the bride or the groom or their friends. Everybody contribute for these creative shots and all. And it is difficult for the photographer nowadays to satisfy the clients because they show a reference picture which is very hard to get or achieve. But that way, I think photography is becoming better and better. We are able to compete with international standard. I really love that. This kind of a competition is very much important, and we are not lagging behind in photography internationally. But when we were doing photography maybe about 20, 30 years back, we were always lagging. The Western photographers will be always at least 10 or 15 years ahead of us. Nowadays, it's not like that. Our photographers are at par with any other international photographers. I really love this scenario. Good. And when you look into the shots, they don't want to have only eye-level shots. The clients wants to have something different, actually, because they watch movies. Okay, they watch a lot of other videos, BTS, like behind the scene videos and all. And there and all, the aerial shot has given a lot of importance recent days. And you can't shoot a wedding without it drawn. drone shots take equal importance actually, and the aerial shots are quite impressive and quite surprising for most of the viewers, and clients demand this as a part of their package. So you can see that the drones, when it's flying above the, wedding venue, is a big surprise. Everyone will be looking at the drone, and the drone will be just flying like a interesting, what I can say, creature. I call it as a creature actually. Okay, it's something like a real living creature flying just above your head, and that actually adds on the value, adds on the mood, or adds on the celebration of the event. Actually, this is also one of the important demands of the current, customers or clients. Leave alone the drones. Okay, there are no like video shots, you know that. Those days videographers comes with a camera on their shoulders, they keep on shooting like this, or at the max they probably keep your camera on a stand or a tripod and do the steady shots. Nowadays none of the clients wants the steady shots. They want always action shots or moving shot. The camera needs to move around them. Camera has to go up and down. So there need to be a critical, or you can say a fantastic or make me interesting movement of the camera that has been quite possible with the help of the new device called gimbal. So when the clients are booking the photographers, they make it very clear whether there is going to be gimbals as a part of their working tool, or with going to be a drone as a part of their working tool actually. So this is an important scenario which has taken up the need of the photography to a different level actually. This was not there earlier, no? So this is something interesting, surprising and all. The influence of the movies, I think, the trendy movies, the recent days, actually has given a scope for all the videographers, or I can say the cinematographers who are working for the weddings and all, to do a wedding like a cinema. So here, the movement of the camera is one of the important things to make the shot more appetizing. To make it more appetizing, you need to use this kind of gadgets to make it more interesting. Actually, this is another very important demand of the photographers nowadays. Well, another thing I'm surprisingly seeing in recent days actually is the maternity shoots. Okay, you know that earlier days, I think 30 years back and all, I think normally, like photography is not allowed when a person is expecting a baby. Nowadays, it is not like that. It has become an important event in a girl's, so they can say, life, and they want to document it as interesting as possible actually. There are photographers specializing in maternity shoots alone. Some of our ambitions for photography academy students, they specialize in this particular genre of photography and all. There are beautiful, what I can say, creative pictures you can see in the internet. The way how, the expected mother is being photographed by different kind of lighting conditions, different kind of composition, different kind of ideas. Okay, they're able to include even, what can say, abdomen scan, in the picture. It's quite surprising, The girl is holding the scan of the baby in front of the camera. So you would have seen all these pictures actually. Okay, so this is something very interesting. Above all, there are a lot of very intimate shots has become very common. People started accepting, people started demanding this kind of a shots, which was very rare about 20 years back. So this is again the latest demand or a trending demand of the clients in a wedding package or maybe in a portrait package. Good. Hope you're able to follow me. If you're able to follow me, please show me a thumbs up, or maybe, S or
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
that,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
okay then.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, actually. Well, we have seen the maternity, and followed by maternity is a baby shot, right? Once a baby is born, okay, you know that is again a very, very trending genre in photography, actually. Most of ambitions for photography academy students, especially girl students, they prefer to do these jobs, shooting babies, infant, children, and then, babies after that, then kids, then grown-up kids, like that. So I could say that, the baby shots are surprisingly very different now. And when people call me, for taking a baby shoot, or maybe an infant shoot, actually, the first question they ask is, what are the kind of properties do you have in your studio? They will not ask who is the photographer. They will ask, what kind of a properties do you have? Okay. So properties play a vital role as far as the baby shoot is concerned. And it's become a very big business also. Okay. Studios who are having, what I can say, larger amount of properties, they are being taken for hire by the photographers. There are a lot of properties selling companies have come recently. Okay, they sell a lot of baby shoots or thing and properties. They import all those things from abroad. They sell it, and this is a very roaring business nowadays, actually. And the way the young mothers are appetized probably to show their babies when they grow up to become a children, Every stage they go for a shoot, and fortunately or unfortunately, you can see the amount of properties used in a picture is more than the feel of the baby. That's what I generally feel actually. Okay, the properties has been over shown in the picture, and you need to probably search for the baby. The baby is almost getting lost amidst the extra properties in the picture and all. But this is a trend now. Say basically, when you're talking about the changing trend, this is what the young mothers want. This is what the parents want. So they want to show their infant child as a doctor, as a teacher, as a lawyer, as an astronaut, okay, as a pilot. You would have seen as a chef. Okay, so the small baby is being given up, with the chef's cap and all, with all kind of chef properties. A pilot means, the pilot properties. This is the scenario nowadays. We don't know how the baby is going to grow like, but still, this is the ambition of the young mother and young fathers actually. This is expectation of the new trend. I will say that this is a new trend among the customers. They want, come on, let's do this and all. This is a very interesting scenario actually, but those days I still remember. In my baby picture, when I was a small boy that time actually, the shot was very simple. I was allowed to lie down on a table with a blanket on the table actually, okay. And there's going to be only one shot, a profile shot where I turn and look at the camera. That's all. That's the only baby shot we have in our house. Okay. Nowadays you can see that every stage these kind of pictures are becoming a trendy, or I can say, requirement of the customers and clients. Okay. This is quite interesting about the baby portraits and all. I'm showing you a couple of, what you can say, pictures for you to understand my statement, but you would have seen much better pictures also. Good. And again, coming to the post-production, photography is not stopped with the camera. It is still happening after that. So your image has been taken into the computer and it has been treated well in a software, image correction software actually. And they call it as color correction, or whatever name you call, color grading, whatever it is actually. So the original picture, what you got from the camera, is been totally changed in the post-production, in the color grading process, and that is been accepted, that has been probably welcomed by the customers. They don't want the original skin tone in the photo. They want to have a different skin tone. They want to have something totally different. So there is a heavy contrast in a picture. I can say the color has been desaturated or color has been oversaturated. So this kind of things has been happening here. But earlier we have been looking for only natural pictures. Okay, natural pictures means everything should look natural. The dress, the skin tone, the background, everything has to look natural. Now, nothing should look natural. Everything should look artificial. That is the demand of the present generation clients and customers. All right. So this is another AI. Where is AI? It's not there. Wait a minute. I think I need to show one more slide here. Okay. Yeah. So this is something very interesting. This is been the upcoming trend. Most of you would have aware about the AI influence, in photography and everywhere for that matter. Okay. Nowadays, many of the, I think knowledgeable clients, I can say that, or maybe the clients who are aware about the AI started demanding, totally changing the original image and go for a fantasy images. Now you see, I've shown a picture here, which is not the real image, which is basically a fantasy image created by AI. And the future is going to be only AI scenario. This I already explained in several, what I can say, platforms. So camera is going to be just a capturing device. After that, the creativity goes on to modifying the image in the computer and modifying the image through the artificial intelligence technology actually. So the artificial intelligence technology has already come in. And I have seen some of my clients are demanding, can you do this way? Can you incorporate this way? So we have to probably, understand the demands of our clients and customers and shoot properly in the camera so that the artificial intelligence, or you can say images or the effects can be loaded onto the image later so that the picture will be a meaningful shot actually. You would have probably seen empty number of images like this, and this is going to be the future trend of the photography, I'm telling you actually. Everything is going to become artificial intelligence based images, and you can do anything and everything whatever your clients is demanding, you can probably achieve it with the help of the AI. So as I told you in the beginning of the, at the presentation, if your pictures are going to look good in the smartphone, that should be enough now. Because we don't want to go into the further, or you can say enlargement, or maybe the print or framing. It's not required, because we need to change your pictures more often. And like I need to probably get new pictures, fresh pictures, different pictures, and more creative pictures, more technology oriented pictures every day. So it is enough for me to see it through the mobile phone and all. So the entire, what I can say, need and demand, or the trend of the photography need is being circulating around or centering around our mobile phone. This is the conclusion I want to tell you through this, or I can say, presentation. But anyway, you can understand that the changes here is inevitable. You cannot stop the changes. All of you know that. And the best thing is to accept the changes and try to adapt ourselves to the changes. If you're not able to accept and adapt to the changes, you will be offline. You will be probably thrown outside the market, actually. So as a photographer, we need to probably cater to the needs of the clients, and the client's expectation is something very high, sky high, and you must be able to probably understand the technology and use it to satisfy your client, actually. So let us all appreciate the changes in the technology and in the art form of any visual media, maybe photography or videography or anything for the matter, and try to adapt ourselves to make a better business through photography and all, to make a better understanding with our customers, to satisfy our customers, actually. Thank you very much for your time. I'm very happy to probably share a little bit of information that could be possible with this given 35 or 40 minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a very informative session, like a Japanese bullet train. Thank you, sir. We are in the educational field. We received n numbers of information with 30 minutes of time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dear participants, we have our guest. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can raise your question. Dear participants, we have guests. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Okay, sir. I will raise my first question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
No, sir. No, it's just not a question. It's just that adding on to your point that nowadays the people want to capture almost every memory. So I came across this Facebook post where this couple they broke up actually, and then they were also applied for divorce. Even for that, breaking up and divorce photo shoot, I was literally wondering because. Pictures are supposed to be something close to our heart, good memories actually. But who on earth literally would actually take pictures of breaking up news
yeah.
or divorce news? That was something, I really thought that it was a little weird, but
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe this generation is going towards a little creepy. I don't want to judge here. I'm not here to judge, but instead I thought that, photographs mean in itself that it's all cherishing memories, but nobody would love to prefer seeing those pictures after some time, after getting married to someone and
Yeah.
looking back at those pictures. I don't know actually. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
exactly. Thank you. Thank you very
Because
much.
it was
Thanks
a
for
very clear and crisp session of yours, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. My question, sir.
Yeah.
Difference between mobile camera and the professional camera, sir. Nowadays, some mobile phone has 200 megapixel. Is it worthy, sir?
Sorry. Yeah, many times, like we go with the megapixels as a standard for measuring the quality of the camera, but unfortunately, it is not so. Okay. So the quality of the camera is based on the size of the image sensor. Every camera's got an image sensor. Maybe your mobile phone has got an image sensor, which will be little smaller than my small finger's nail. It's very smaller than that. Whereas now, if you go to a camera, the size of the sensor is much bigger than the mobile phone camera's sensor. So when the sensor size is bigger, the image quality becomes better. So you can't expect a mobile phone quality matching with the camera's quality, even the crop sensor camera's quality. And if you go for a professional camera, like a full frame sensor camera, it is no way near. But still, I would say that there is nothing like a handy tool for shooting something instantaneously is a mobile phone. I also do a lot of mobile phone shots. because when you can't carry your camera wherever you go. But when you see something interesting, you can't wait for a camera to come. Or you can't probably say that, sorry, I didn't have the camera and all. But there, I will certainly say that these mobile phone cameras will score. And I will not say that mobile phone cameras are bad. They are very good. Especially, the new technological cameras, expensive phone cameras are giving a tough fight for the basic entry-level cameras, not the professional cameras. Yes. But there is a lot of other things which you can do with the camera, which you can't do with the phone. The manipulation of the settings and the manipulation of the lenses and creating some kind of a special effects through the optics, all those things cannot be done with the help of the mobile phone camera. Whatever effects you get in the mobile phone camera is through the software built inside the camera. Is the difference. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. My second question.
Yeah.
Role of AI. It's a boon or bane for a photographer.
No,
AI.
it's as I told you, not only AI, any technology for the matter, actually, this kind of a debate will come, whether it's going to be good or bad. I'll just go back, about 20 years, back. I think in 2000, I remember 2000, okay? At 2000, I've been appointed as a mentor for Kodak. Kodak was the first company invented digital photography. At that time, in India, they are trying to educate the photographers into digital photography, digital technology and all. You know how much amount of opposition for that? Everybody started claiming film is big, film is big, film is great. Okay, digital is not good. So this kind of argument will always be there actually, but you can't stop that because a technology will always now be ahead of the olden method of doing things. But AI is an advanced way of doing things in much more easier way actually, much more creative way, much more way which you can't otherwise do it. So it will be definitely there actually. But people say that because of AI, like creativity, people will get affected, or people with original thoughts will get affected. Yeah, it will be definitely there. Okay, it will be always there. Okay, so any technology which has been coming into will affect the earlier technology or earlier method of doing it actually, that we have to sacrifice, we have to adapt into the AI. And as I told you, future is only for AI. There is no other second thought about it actually. Yeah.
Sir, there are two questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
You read it and do it, answer it, sir.
What are the changing trends in the product and commercial photography? And if I want to enter into commercial photography, what do I want to do for that? Okay. Yeah. See, I think there's a question about commercial photography. Actually, commercial photography means now you do some photography project for commercial purpose. Maybe the product photography or food photography or industrial photography, location photography. These are all called commercial photography. I'm basically a commercial photographer. Okay, so my pictures are used to promote somebody's business. That's why it's called commercial photography. So commercial photography also, the changes have already happened. Okay. So earlier days, we have been probably working very hard to get everything right in the camera level itself. Now it is not so. Now here, you have to get the basic image with a high resolution camera. The rest of things can be done with the help of the post-production process, whichever way you want. You can include or you can remove things from the scene. For example, olden days, suppose I shoot a location picture. Okay, there is something there on that, some dirt or some unwanted patch there on the wall. We used to call the client and tell them to paint the wall. Okay, I told several times. Now, when I was going for industrial shoot and all, the walls were not clean, the machines were not clean, the people are not clean. They are not wearing shoes and all. I used to tell them, no, let your workers, wear the shoes, let them wear gloves, clean the walls, remove all these Ayuda Puja, what I can say, decoration and all. All these things I used to give instructions because the camera gives you the final image that time. Now, it is not like that. Even there is a couple of Ayuda Puja things here and there, we'll shoot it now. Those things can be removed. You can add something also. Say there is a plain wall. I want to include the logo of the factory there in that wall. I can do that, which was not originally there. Okay, so these are some of the improvisation that had happened recently. And even now, when I go for commercial shoot, the photographers, the clients will say that, sir, can't you do this in Photoshop? Okay. Whenever I request them for do a small correction, my client will counter me saying that, sir, can't you do this in Photoshop? Can't you do this in Lightroom? So that amount of awareness has come to the photographers and all. This is really true. This change, I really appreciate that. Coming to product photography, those days, whenever I shoot in the products and all, I'll see that the product is fit for photography. That means it has to be clean, the paint has to be proper, the label has to be proper, the logo has to be proper, shape has to be, everything has to be proper. So I go to the factory and pick up the best of the lot. I went to several factories to pick up the products. Now it is not like that. Even there is a dent over there, some scratch somewhere, we shoot it. It can be perfectly, done with the help of, post-production. AI comes as a very big tool. See, this removing the scratches, removing the dust, all these things can be done with the AI, and nobody can notice that it is as real as possible. Okay. So commercial photography has become much more easier now, because it was quite challenging those days. It has become much more easier. And apart from that, combining 2-3 shots together and making a final picture, that was a very difficult job those days. Nowadays, very simple. I just tell you a small example actually. I did a big group shot for a factory workers, I think about 150 people together. When I shoot all 50 people together actually, I have to use a wide angle lens so that everybody's face will be very small and all. So I thought, I can just break the picture into 4. The big group, okay. I shot the first 4 people together, next 4 again, next 4 again. Like that, it took 5 pictures actually. I joined all the 5 pictures together. There, I'm able to show everybody's face very clear, because I'm covering only a smaller portion of the big group. And the smaller portions are added as a big group actually. These are all the inherent technology which we do silently. We charge for that, of course. Nothing comes without any charges actually. When you do something very creatively, the client will get surprised. How you're able to get it? So much of details. Everybody's face is very clear. I silently did all these things. So shooting about 4 different pictures and joining together to make it a final picture. We also do overlaying shots and all. Okay, take one picture from here, another picture. Go shoot a factory. When I go there, sky was very plain and empty, not boring sky actually. You shoot a picture, doesn't matter. I pick up the sky from another shot and try to overlay that on my factory shot actually. So the clients will be surprised. What is this? Okay, beautiful. You do it so naturally. That's very important. It's not look that it has been overlaid actually. It has been composited. It has to look so natural. That is where you are there. That is where your talent is there. Even though you can do something in the post-production, please remember, it's not easy. People think doing something in the computer is easy. Photoshop, we can see that. Lightroom, we can see that. It's not like that. So that also needs skills. So whenever you try to compose with pictures, actually, you have to do it very carefully. The same like what you do in green mat, Recent days we do green mats. I have a lot of videos which I shot in green mat, and later develop a different background there actually. Okay, it's quite easy now, right? Similarly, these are all some of the areas where commercial photographers can be more comfortable and can be more easy, do it and all actually. So this is quite challenging. Always commercial photography is challenging when compared to the other branches of photography, because your pictures have to look more true to the product, true to the location, true to the facts. That is where you are being paid a lot of money. Okay, I think I answered your question, I believe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, lot of questions are there.
Yeah.
You can answer these questions, sir.
Please, yeah. I just do. Yeah, usage of smartphones impacted professional photography a lot. Do you think this is going? This got what? This is good, or we have to accept it as a change? Yeah. You have to accept it. I told you already actually, because invasion of mobile phone in photography is something you can't stop. Okay. This is quite a process. I always tell a simple example for this actually. Okay. Well, when you drive a car on a road, actually, you can't stop the two-wheeler people. You can't stop the auto people. You can't stop the, other people, using the phone. Using the road. Road is for everyone, right? Everybody will use the road. You can also use the road. Maybe a person coming in a cycle, he can also use the road, actually. So how you navigate in the road, that is more important here. You can't say that, no, don't come into the road because I am driving there. So similarly in photography also, these things will happen automatically and you find your own way. This is not going to affect you if you have confidence about your work. If you have confidence about your set of clients, go and reach a client who can pay you more. Okay, don't go and reach a client who can pay only for mobile phone photography. This is what I always tell. Okay, competition will be there and sharing of your market will be always there. But what is your market share? Are you able to hold it? Or are you able to increase that? Focus on that instead of saying that he has come. No, that is not the way to look into the market. That will affect your growth. So be very positive and have confidence in you actually, and do whatever better you can do so that you can climb up the ladder. You are there in the top all the time actually. Okay, fine, good. Sir, what is your opinion about AI photo sharing to the client and their AI photo sharing? Yeah. See, when you say a picture has been created by AI, and it is not your total work. I mean, you know that actually. Okay, so you ask something and AI gives you that actually. Then you don't hold that right, I believe actually. So there is no point in stopping or preventing your client or somebody sharing those photos actually. It's obviously like that. Okay. So let us not get into that too much actually. So if it is required, do the AI. And as I told you, people started asking I think RAW files. In the presentation also I told you, people started asking the RAW files, and they don't even understand that asking RAW file is not good. It's not correct, because that is the ownership of the photographer. That is the raw material. That's the base. That is the camera capture. You don't have the right to claim it actually. Okay, but still people claim it. But as I told you already, in those days, people never claim for the negatives. Negatives will be with us because that is our property. Similarly, raw file is also our property actually. Maybe whatever we do the corrections, the raw files, then we give you the JPG file. Similarly, actually, if it is totally your output, you can claim a right. Otherwise, not. Okay. Yeah.
Dear participants,
There is
tell
an
me,
interesting
tell me.
question, sir. Sir, which is the mobile phone is best for the photography? Suggested budget.
This is a very hard question to answer actually. If any of the mobile company has sponsored this program, or they would have paid some money, and I can always tell that. It's only in the lighter veins, I'm telling you, don't take it seriously. Normally, I don't entertain this kind of questions in a webinar because it is not a correct way to answer that. So to select, I think, a phone, select a camera, there are so many parameters you have to look into that. Okay. So what is the purpose of your buying the camera, and what is your goal? Where are you going to head upon? And how much amount of money you can spend, and what is going to be the use of that picture, okay, and how much bigger size you're going to make a print, and where and all you're going to use that picture. There are so many things are there actually. That is why normally being a mentor, okay, even in my KLR, the photography YouTube channel, there'll be hundreds of questions, people asking me whether this camera is good, that camera is good, Canon is good or Nikon is good, Canon is good or Sony is good. The more questions it will be there always actually, but I will try to probably give less priority for such kind of a questions and all. And I'm sorry I'm not able to pinpoint a particular like mobile phone, I think mobile phone for photography and all actually. So it is again based on how well you are able to take the picture. I can tell you that like, a lot of people can who use mobile phones takes much better pictures than people who are using regular cameras. Okay, these you would have probably known that. So it is not about the device. It's about the person, how he uses actually. So if you ask me in terms of technology wise actually, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not able to pinpoint one particular model in this seminar actually, in this webinar. And we'll probably try to avoid such kind of questions in this webinar actually. Okay, good.
Okay, sir.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
good. There is
Yeah,
another question. Sir, wait. There's another question. Can you please comment on drone technology for photography?
Drone technology. Yeah, I think I was telling about this in my presentation actually, because see, earlier days when you want to get an aerial shot, I think I'm talking about when the drones were not there. Okay, those days we used to climb up on the nearest to tallest building, and from there we take some shots, which has got a lot of limitations. And to get a particular top angle shot in a particular location, I think drones are really very, very useful actually. And drone can access to any angle. And drones can be controlled from the ground level, you know that. And drones can carry even, one can say, advanced high-end heavy cameras nowadays. And drones can operate the cameras from a small, what I can say, device, you know that, right? Or a small console can control the entire, what I can say, drone, and which can take multiple angles and multiple exposures. All those things are possible actually. I think that is one of the important technological leap, I would say. Leap. I still remember those days whenever I go for a location photography shoot in factories and colleges and universities and all, they will ask for a aerial shot, top angle shot. That time I'll request my client to probably like construct a tall, like what do you call scaffoldings. Okay. So 30-meter scaffoldings, I try to go climb up there, and from there I take my aerial shots. Nowadays it's not required. Okay, so drone is an important accessory in photography. Definitely, it's a very good very good important tool, because you get an unusual point of view. Please understand that point of view you will not get. It is a point of view of an eagle or maybe any other bird actually. So it looks as if you're flying top above the particular place. This is a I think a tremendous perspective. I'm not able to explain you in words. It's a tremendous perspective actually. So if you want to get that perspective, definitely you have to probably, use a drone, and drone can take you to different angles. It can also go to the top angle, it can go to a remotest corner and take a picture where you cannot really go and stand. Okay, most of the wildlife photography shots you would have seen. Okay, some of the angles are very acute. Okay, very dangerous. You might be wondering how this is possible. This was possible because of the drones. So drones will become an indispensable accessory in photography hereafter. This is my conclusion. Yeah.
There are one more question.
Yeah, please.
This is the final question. We'll close this. What kind of photography that a beginner photographer can do to build his portfolio?
Okay, fine. Yeah. See, normally, when you buy a camera, actually, you can probably, understand that, you will not straight away go and shoot a factory. You will not go and shoot a model. No, you will not go and shoot a celebrity. That and all you will not have. You will not do it actually. When you buy a camera as a beginner, what will you shoot? Okay, you'll be shooting some natural things, maybe butterflies, dragonflies, okay, or maybe some lizards, or maybe some beautiful flowers, or maybe a beautiful temple, or beautiful, what you can say, churches, okay, or maybe some beautiful babies, or beautiful people. This is what you generally do initially, okay, and you have to start with that. I also started like that. I could still remember. No, I started, I was shooting, I was hunting, I was going behind a butterfly for 2 hours to capture that butterfly actually. But that is how photography starts. Okay. So you can't straight away go into a particular advanced area of photography unless otherwise you master that from the small area actually. Everybody has to start small. But the consistency of your practice makes it more interesting. If you're not consistent in your practice, if you're not using your camera more often, if you're not spending time with your camera, then obviously what happens actually, your lack of practice will slow down the entire growth and all. So portfolio making is a second level actually. So you will know that in which area you become better. Naturally, you will be driven to that area. For example, if you're a people person, you will be shooting mostly people, okay? If you are not a people person, you will not be shooting even a single people shot. You'll be shooting other things. Okay. This is basically about our inbuilt personality actually. A photographer is actually been created based on the personal qualities of the person. Okay. So if somebody is interested in animals and birds and all, he will not do wedding photography. He will do only wildlife photography. As somebody who is not interested in animals and birds and all, he will do wedding photography. So it's all depending upon your personality actually. So as a beginner, what I want to tell you is, please do everything. Everything, whatever you shoot, see in front of you, you shoot everything actually. Okay. It can be anything for the matter, anything you feel interesting, anything you feel attractive, anything you feel looking different, anything you feel surprising. That's how you start photography and all actually. Then gradually, you will go into your genre. This will happen to everybody. It's a natural process actually. And naturally you go into weddings. Naturally you go into commercial photography. Naturally you go into wildlife photography. Naturally you go into news or photojournalism. Naturally go into macro photography. So naturally go into underwater. These things are all will happen naturally actually. So initially try out everything and have an open mind. You have an open mind actually. Spend more time with your camera to become an expert or to become at least a basic good photographer. That is the only important thing which I can probably show you that, because there's more time you spend on a particular activity, you become expert in that. Everyone knows about it, right? So spend more time on the activity where you want to become an expert, automatically you become an expert actually. So this is one thing. There's one question which is very interesting. I want to discuss it and close the session. Okay, what is that? How about a minimalistic black and white series for a timeless look, sir? Yeah, I think this is a very interesting question actually, because though your camera can shoot only color pictures, or it has been meant to shoot color pictures, you can also do some black and white shots. Okay, when I say black and white, no, I think color is not there. So a picture minus color is called black and white. Okay? And black and white is not real. And when something is not real, it looks very attractive. When something is not real, you call it as an art. Yeah. So this is automatically, it will take you to an art form. That is why many times photographers will convert their color picture in black and white and say they are artists. Okay. In a way, it is correct also. But there is a huge amount of what you can say, I think grammar related to black and white photography. When something is interestingly in color, you can't do that in black and white. For example, you are shooting Rangoli, a picture for color. You can't shoot that in black and white. You can't shoot our Indian national flag in black and white. Just imagine what will happen. Okay. So when color has got a significantly important role to play, those pictures you cannot do it in black and white. Okay. When color has got no role to play, you can always make the picture into black and white. For example, you shoot Chennai's Mahabalipuram temple or any other ancient temple which is monochromatic color. There is no color there. All brown, 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 brown everywhere. It's called monochrome. Monochrome means single color. When there is a single color, there is no importance for the color. Obviously, those kind of subjects will be good for what? Black and white actually. Okay. So black and white also can depict the emotions very good. Whenever you want to talk about emotions, whenever you want to talk about stories, whenever you talk about news, whenever you talk about what I can say, art form and all, that time maybe you can consider shooting in black and white actually. It's possible nowadays to shoot black and white in the camera itself, or you can shoot in color. Later you can convert that picture into a black and white. That's also a very interesting aspect. You can try that. There are photographers who are addicted to black and white stuff actually. They will not shoot in color. They'll be shooting only in black and white actually. Okay, fine, wonderful actually. I think any other questions before we conclude?
Super, sir. Very good. It's a wonderful session. You can send your mobile numbers or contact details for our academy.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of other questions also. They can able to get in touch with you directly
Sure.
for more details. So you
Okay.
can type your
All right,
contact
all right.
details.
I'll share it in the chat box also. Otherwise,
Yeah,
also just
yeah.
tell our phone number.
Yeah.
It is 9444 44 1190.
Okay, sir.
My
So,
name is KL Raja Punsing. Our academy name is Ambitions for Photography Academy.
your
We are-
website,
we-
sir?
Yeah,
Website.
yeah, we have the ambitions for .in. We have a website called ambitions for .in. You can follow my name, KL Raja Punsing. I am there in Instagram, there, Facebook. I am there everywhere in social media. So just type my name. No, you will be able to get information and all. Feel free to call us for anything related to photography. I will be happy to share information about photography. And because of my 45 years of experience, I have a confidence. I have a lot of things to share in front of any group for that matter. I am very happy to be here in this particular group to share my little knowledge to every one of you. Hope this session would have been really informative and useful to you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir. Over to Dr. Raja.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Today we learn new technologies in photography, especially gimbal, drone, AI technology for color grading. Thank you, sir. Last 1 hour we had a plenty of information about the photography. Thank you, sir. You shared your experience, 45 years of experience. Thank you, sir. I think we had a session in Satyabama University. I think more than 5 years before.
Yes,
You
yes.
are a strict, yes, sir.
Strict mentor.
Yes, sir. But we had a face-to-face experience with you, sir, in
Yeah.
our Satyabama University. Thank you,
Sure,
sir.
sure.
If possible, we do again this
Yeah.
kind of workshop in Satyabama University. Also.
Sure, welcome. Most welcome. I'll
Thank you.
definitely come there actually. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
First of
very much. Thank you.
all-
Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. First of all, I want to thank our Ram Kumar Singaram, sir, our chairman, Chennai chapter chairman, to have a fantastic session today. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And Sridevi ma'am, for making a introduction about our guest, as well as Sampath sir for making a certificate for our participants. All our Chennai chapter EC members and members to join this fantastic program. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And we also thank you, our National Vice President, Mr. U.S. Sharma, who was there in the session, and he has congratulated us for the session. Congratulated Mr. KL Raja Punsing. We
Thank you. Thank you.
National
Thank
Vice
you very
President
much.
also. Thank you, sir. Thank you, friends. Dr. Lee posting the feedback form. If you once you fill it, you will be getting the e-certificates. So thanks all. Thank you very much.
Dear participants, I have posted a feedback form certificate. Please fill up the feedback form. Thank you, dear participants. We meet you in another interesting session. Sir, thank you, sir. Dear participants, please fill up the feedback form to receive a certificate. Dear participants, within 3 days, you can receive a e-certificate through your mail ID. Dear participants, within 3 days, you can receive your e-certificate through your mail ID. Thank you, dear participants. Thank you all.